Hello everybody, this is Detective Daddy from Boston, Massachusetts, and what you're looking at is 12 stacks of different countries of my world coin collection. What I'm doing in this video here is, this country right here is Argentina. What I want to do is present a little bit of the history as I show the coins and tell you a little bit more about the country that you may not know about. Just so everybody knows where Argentina is, it's in South America, borders Chile, Bolivia, Paraguay, Brazil, Uruguay. Main capital is Buenos Aires. But that is not what Argentina always looked like. It is believed that Argentina started being populated around 13,000 years ago by humanoids, I guess we'll say, and pretty much stayed that way up until the Spanish started colonizing it. Now, as far as the Spanish colonizing Argentina, it started, the first Spanish voyagers arrived in 1502, then again in 1512 and 1516. The first settlement wasn't until 1536, which only lasted until 1541. Then two other settlements arose in 1576 and 1580 in the region of Viceroyal of Peru. These maps I'll talk about in just a bit, but starting in the Peninsular War started in 1807 to 1814, and they gained independence from Spain in 1825. The reason why I have these maps is you can see how Argentina actually grew over the years. They had a constitution. They started in 1825 and it was repealed in 1826. Then their first leader, or rather some call it a dictator, Juan Manuel de Rosa, from 1829 to 1852, which, as you can see, during his time, he definitely expanded Argentina quite a bit. That brings us up to their first president, which was Bartholomew Mitre. He was, the information I found after this was started in 1929, which was the era of the Great Depression, and for them, it was the infamous decade. During this time here, it was considered, up until the Great Depression, a prosperous country until the Great Depression. They had a military coup, which removed their president in 1930. During this time, there was a lot of electoral fraud and over 2,000 illegal executions. The then leaders, anybody that stood against them, they just simply killed them. And coming up to the more modern times, you'll see another map. That is actually what Argentina looks like now. Or rather, looks like this now. The first revolution they had was in 1943 to 1946. During World War II, they stayed out of it. They did not get involved with World War II at all. This brings us up to the second revolution, which was from 1955 to 1958, and a look at our first coin. The first coin I have is a 1956 5 centavos. Let's take a look at the reverse. Well, I believe this is actually the obverse, and I just put it in the flip wrong. But on there is Joseph de San Martin. I believe I'm saying that correctly. Now, Joseph de San Martin was born in 1778 to 1850. He led revolutions against Spain in 1812, Chile in 1818, and Peru in 1821. After the Second Revolutionary War there, they did enjoy peace from 1958 to 1966, although I would not call it peace as we know it today. There was still a lot of politics that were going on within the country that ended up leading to the Third Revolution from 1966 to 1973. The Third Revolutionary War went from 1966 to 1973. During the Revolution, from 1969 to 73, was called the Subversion Years, and was the first time guerrilla warfare action took place in Argentina. Here we have a picture of Juan Domingo Perón, who lived from 1895 to 1974. He actually, at the end of the Revolution, came back to Peru after being exiled from 1955 to 1973, and took over as the president from 73 to 74. Upon his death, his wife Isabel took over from 1974 to 76. From 76 to 83 was the national reorganization process, also known as the Dirty War. We're going to fast forward to the present. From, let's see, as of 2020, the population of Argentina is 45.8 million and the economy ranks 31st in the world. Now let me show you some coins from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s. Okay, unfortunately I don't have any from the 1980s, so this is a 1996 25 centavo piece on the reverse. This coin here, the print on it says República Argentina and Union y Libertad, which stands for Argentina Republic and Union and Freedom. The building that you're looking at on this coin is called the Cabildo building. It was first built in 1610 and then again in 1764. In 1810 there was additional work done where the dome was added. Currently today it is actually a national museum. Here we're looking at a 10 centavos, 1993, which on here actually is what's called the Arms of Argentina. Pretty nice design on that. And there you have the other side as well. The last one I'm going to show is going to be a 1986 5 centavos. The last coin I'm going to show is a 1986 5 centavos, which is obviously from Argentina. And on it, as you can see right here, is a cat. Hopefully this comes out clearly. And the cat is locally considered the Argentina cougar, but it's actually a puma, which are pretty much the same. I believe they say the same thing here in the U.S. as well concerning that. Well, that's all I have for this video here. If there are other countries of the world that you want to see, let me know, and I can do some research, a video like this here, about their history, their past, any conflicts they had, their local population, and where they were rank in the world. That's all I have for now. Until next time, happy hunting.